It brings out my pride as a former Ram. Some people say, "Oh, you don't act like a former Ram." Well, the team moved; they're a totally different place. Like, it doesn't feel like the same. But for me, like when I see guys in the horns, like getting after it up front like that, and this game was drunk. There's plenty to talk about in this.
You had game. Like the best line last night when you said Matthew Stafford was tired. He just wanted to go home.
He just wanted to go home. In overtime, it was like, "Hey, I'm throwing a sea of bodies." By the way, before I get to the D line. We've said this over and over again. The Rams Robins, and I mean the non-Puka, the non-Cooper guys like, Robinson, Tutu Atwell, who's not getting as many targets right now. It doesn't feel like he's part of the long-term plan. But I look at Robinson, especially yesterday. Some of the catches he made. The kid, Tyler Johnson.
Yep.
Which in overtime, that's an ill-advised throw. If Woolen just comes to the ball. Look how Bo's frozen. Talk about methy. Can we screenshot that? So if Woolen comes to the ball, and Woolen had a tough day. He got beat on a pivot route down in the goal line by Robinson, and then the game winner, like, come on. That was an incredible finish to that game, which was batshit crazy. That game was crazy. Geno Smith, really gutsy to come back and make that throw to JSN, who had probably, if not for penalties, 3 hundo. Okay?
Huge game.
To make that throw in the end zone, which was a dime to tie it up, to go to him on 4th and 5, to get the 2 scores at the end of the first half, it's a lot like the Seahawks as a whole. Really inconsistent. You can play like shit for 40 minutes, and there's 2 10-minute bursts where you just look like the greatest show on turf. Geno's up and down, and for me, it's that pick in the end zone that totally changed the game, right? Obviously, including the second pick in the red zone, which we'll get to in a second. But I want to talk about the damn Rams defensive line. I am psyched to talk about these guys. It feels like a second. It feels like a second different, but like a lot of high picks on this group. In the early 2010s, we had a lot of high picks on our D-line. They called us Sack City.
A lot of ACC guys.
We got some ACC guys on this line, Fiske and Verse. You got Young. You have Turner.
Kobie Turner.
Turner. Fiske might be an absolute dude. And number one, he looks like a player that my kid created in Madden.
Yep.
He really does. He looks like if you were just like, fuck it, randomize this cat. Number 55, dark visor, t-shirt length, sweatshirt, not sweatshirt. Yep. What do you call that thing? A damn undershirt. McDavid wrist braces. Like, what else am I missing? You just hit randomize on the player. But he was winning left and right. And as I'm watching this game, I'm like, damn, I hope he gets a bucket, because people have been eating off him this whole game. And he ends up with 2 in the second half. Not just that, he gets away with the hold on that tight end that was kind of a cagey move where Geno thinks he's going to be in the flat, but Fishe just gets a little piece of him. They miss the call. That leads to the second pick. Jared Verse is a dog. He might have my favorite sack of the day. Running through Charles Cross. What did we say about his anchor? He ran right through him. As soon as he got a taste of the anchor, he was like, I'm coming right back. And ran through him, ran through the fucking back. I mean, it was a big boy rush. And I'll say this. Byron Young, who kind of gets lost in the whole thing, not only caused the pick in the red zone that went for 6, but sprung it with a block. Also caused the pick 6 against Green Bay. So this group, and they run a lot of simulated pressures. It's kind of just a rush with 4 group right now, and they're getting the job done. And I got to shout out Giff Smith, their defensive line coach. I mean, like it's a daycare, and he's doing a great job with this group, man. It makes me proud to have played for the Rams. You want to talk about things that make me proud? I'm watching Jared Verse. I like that guy. I like that guy. I would like to play with that guy. So, absolutely great game for him. Great game for Les Snead. Kitchens, big play. You're talking about young guys making play. The safeties, McCullough, Curl.
Kitchens was cooking Geno.
He was cooking. Yeah, he was cooking Geno, for real.
103-yard return.
It's just, this was a great game for this team. It not only puts you right back in it, because the threshold to get back in the West was so low. Like 2 weeks ago you were selling, now you're back in it. But this young defense, led by Chris Shula, doing a pretty good job. Is it enough to get Aaron Donald to think about coming off the couch?
Ooh.
Let's wait a couple more weeks.
Yeah.
Not
right now.
But a huge third quarter from them. Time of possession. I mean, like for Seattle to do what they did at home, it's still Seattle to take that lead and then go into the half, and the Rams dominated time of possession in the third quarter. What was the number on that?
Yeah, it was like 12 and a half minutes they had in the third quarter. They ran 22 plays.
Perimeter runs.
Yeah.
Came out, got the ball on the perimeter. And I thought, again, the plays that their non-star receivers made in the passing game, huge. And eventually, my man Stafford just wants to go home. He's tired from Halloween where he dressed like Travis Kelce, which I thought was hilarious. I thought it was fucking hilarious.
What's up with Puka punching Kobie Bryant in the face?
You know what Kobie Bryant did? You tell me if this was before or after this, because I didn't see where he got ejected because I watched the All-22. I didn't watch the game live as closely.
Mm-hmm.
I know Puka got ejected. There was a play early in the game on the left sideline where one of the receivers caught the ball on the Rams sideline.
Mm-hmm.
The guy hits the ground. He's on the ground, like he's down on the sideline. Kobie Bryant comes up and punches him.
Oh.
Just full out punches him. I know Rams fans saw this. Kobie Bryant comes over there and is like, I'm punching the ball, but just fucking punches homeboy. So I don't know if that was related. But now that you say he punched Kobie Bryant, now I know how Puka got ejected, and I'm kind of piecing together watching the All-22. I'm like, what the fuck is he doing? And is somebody going to do something about that? Maybe that's what it was. People in the chat, did y'all see this?
Bad timing for him to do that. And then on top of it being Kobie Bryant, this is just like kind of not related, but since his name is Kobie Bryant, did you see that Puka Nacua seriously thinks if he had a few months of training that he can play in the NBA?
Good. I'm glad somebody's saying that because like we had to listen to that whole thing this offseason, which made for good content. But I just don't think people understand. It's just not the same sport.
No.
It's just you can't just be a super athlete.
No.
There were so many good college basketball players that they're now playing that at least
Jimmy Graham.
But I'm talking about we're in camp too. Like the Jimmy Grahams.
Yeah.
Donovan McNabb.
But I'm talking about the guys that like made camps but then didn't make the team. And I watched him play. And I was like, bro, like he played basketball in college. Great. He can jump 45 vertical. Cool, he's tall. Does that make you a great football player? I think Puka's dead right. He could play in the NBA. That's just easy. If you give me 6 weeks, I could play in the NBA.